Alright, this video is a demonstration of using our infrared charbroiler for cooking up burgers and maybe some other meats. Okay, I'm going to have my gloves off for a second to kind of talk about the heat that we're looking for here. I'm going to hold my arm out, my hand at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. It starts to get pretty darn uncomfortable. Okay, that's about the heat I'm looking for. On my laser, thermometer, I'm in the low to mid 500s. Okay, so we're going to see how this temp goes for us for our burgers today. All right, and then we'll make adjustments as necessary. So sometimes you'll have two different zones going on, a hotter zone and a cooler zone on your grill. All right, something that possibly has to get done is the cleaning of the grill beforehand. All right, the hoods are off right now so y'all can hear me, but these are going to be on during the cooking time. Okay, for sure, but there's parts that get into this grate. So you move all the ash off to the side. I definitely want to move this away from me so that there's no chance, we hope, that anything's gonna get up in my eye. Okay, so there's some ash, some other burned food products. That's how we take care of our grill in between cooking or as necessary. There's a tray underneath that catches all the stuff. All right, we also have potential wire brush. This is really for another type of grate, but we can do that as well. All right, something to be aware of is we can't count these to make sure that we don't lose any, but these smaller metal bristles definitely don't want to end up, in our food. So give it a look-see, one over. All right, what we're grilling today, burgers, right, coming from a frozen state. Just so we can keep our inventory straight until it's time to use it. These got some freezer burn because they're old and don't want to model something that we don't want, which is you guys putting plastic around the heat. But gonna have cheap disposable gloves, okay, so that we can get these burgers on the grill. And hopefully if they didn't defrost and freeze solid, they're gonna come apart. All right, individually. So these are not. So I got to get creative with that. And what that means is I got to go ahead and chip these apart. Okay, so if I've got this little spatula here, I may have to get my metal hammer here to kind of chip that. There we go, broke them apart. And this other one, it's going to get hot soon. Okay, you hopefully don't have this problem. Oh boy. There's a gap. There. Okay, so let's put these on one part of the grill. Okay, let's keep in mind that I was touching all the burgers while I'm touching this handle, so this is not contaminated. Get that out. And I'm done touching the burgers with hands. So we're gonna go ahead and throw away those gloves and go wash our hands. But we're gonna start our timer on this. I'll go about 8 to 10 minutes total. All right, so I'm gonna wash my hands while I'm talking to you guys. Maybe 8 to 10 minutes total. Definitely want to be 155. So you guys how to take the temp on that as the time comes. Okay. The packaging may say 160, but our studies and all said 155. Don't want to be having a burger that's less than that, underdone. Okay. And if you pull a burger at 155 and have a little concern, there's a concept known as carryover cooking. That once it comes off the grill, it's actually going to keep cooking. All right. The heat will keep traveling to the center. You can't tell by color, okay, that's something that's safe, cook to temp, but you can get a better idea with the thermometer, the temp. So we'll do that when the time comes. All right, so again, we're not using that spatula. I'll get that washed before class, but this is a good one. And I'm gonna go ahead and say, like we said, 2 minutes or so on a side before we go ahead and flip that. So we'll be continuing that in time lapse. So do be aware that The more you fill up this grill, the more it traps the heat and the hotter it will go. So we may have 2 groups going at once, 8, 10 burgers going, taking care of your 4 or 5, the other group taking care of theirs. So we'll take this to time lapse and then we'll check back. All right, getting set up on another camera. I flipped these over. I wanted to stop the process, let you all know that you can't do any seasoning with that. I got some Johnny's seasoning salt except for the outside. And I don't want to put that on too early, it just falls off. All right, so I've got grill marks going that way. I'm gonna turn that the other direction, kind of do a crisscross. And once that goes, I'll season that as well. Okay, and I'm probably getting pretty close to being done. I didn't get the grill marks that I want. All right, so the way that we're gonna be taking the temp of these, and I had to back up the iPad away because it was so hot, it was making it turn off, like you left it out in the sun, is if this is the patty, I'm gonna be putting a thermometer in deep to the patty. Okay, so right now 84 degrees in here. When I take a temp, the patty is gonna go in this way. Not through and taking temp of the grill or the air, and not touching just the top, taking the surface, true dead center. The best way to do that is actually to have some tongs. Okay, so I pick this up, get true dead center, push in. Okay, I'm at 157, 158, 159, 160. Let's take this one. And the low 160s looking good. Take this one. 174, 175, perhaps a little bit overdone, but I might be crooked. 160 is good. All right, it's gonna make a mess if we put cheese on that on the grill. All right, so I really need you guys to be finishing your hamburgers on the flat grill, not over there. All right, and so we can transfer those over. Put our cheese on. And even though we're gonna be the one eating this, want to have gloves on touching the cheese because you're gonna be touching other people's potential cheese. It's a good old-fashioned American. One slice. I already know that these are to temp. Give that chance to melt. If you're going to be doing grilled onions or mushrooms, be over here in the lighter area, or probably more here in the middle. This would be a good spot for a bun. All right, let's talk about our buns here. My burgers are pretty much done, so I want to get those off the grill. So we're going to go ahead and get our bun done. So I'm gonna put a little oil down just to toast it off, but in class, we'll set this up with butter. You guys roll this to get butter on. For now, I'm just gonna toast this bun off. Just one. See how this is doing? Could be more toasted, but I think you get the idea. You better pay attention to what you're doing though, because if you burn your bun, you don't get another one. Good enough. Sometimes people toast these on the other side. It's your burger, do what you want. I think that leads to a greasy burger. Not a fan. All right, so that is your finished 1/3 pound burger on a bun, ready to do up whatever mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, etc., etc. Lettuce, tomato, onion, whatever.